KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on primetime, the president announces that 16 and 17-year-olds are now eligible for COVID-19 booster shots. Plus, the legislative investigation into the CNMI governor continued today, and millions in infrastructure funding to help airport get projects off the ground. These stories and so much more right here, right now on your news leader.
Hafidin, good evening everyone. Guahusi Isaiah again, and thank you for joining us. There are new developments about the Omicron variant and booster shots. President Biden made the announcement from the White House this morning.
We got some encouraging news from Pfizer yesterday. Preliminary lab data indicated shows that 3 doses of the Pfizer vaccine protects against the Omicron variant. And today we've got even more good news from the FDA and the CDC. 16 and 17-year-olds are eligible for boosters. So my message is really very straightforward and simple. If you got vaccinated 6 months ago, and I say to all of you in the press as well, not a joke, I say to all of you, if you got vaccinated 6 months ago, get your booster right away.
As of the latest numbers from the Joint Information Center, a total of 30,667 booster shots have been administered to eligible residents. All schools island-wide are required to test at least 10% of the student population every 2 weeks to further prevent the spread of the virus, as ordered by the governor. Catholic Education Superintendent provided KUAM News exclusively a progress report.
In September, Governor Leon Guerrero ordered all Guam schools to test 10% of their student population bi-weekly as an added layer of protection against the deadly COVID-19 virus. This executive order came after schools were allowed to resume in-person instruction after switching to online for 2 weeks in late August. Catholic Education Superintendent Father Val Rodriguez provided KUAM News a progress report exclusively on how all Catholic schools are executing COVID screening testing students every 2 weeks.
Our schools have been doing that. It's either they do it in their own schools if they are capable of doing it. If not, of course, they refer those students or any member of the school to any clinic that they're comfortable with. So far, our schools are able to do that and, of course, do all the safety protocols that are needed in order to really make our schools safe for the whole school community. Because nothing really, nothing can replace face-to-face instruction.
While some schools are testing on campus, according to Rodriguez, some are sending their students to clinics to get swabbed for the virus.
Some of them are doing their own testing in school. Some of them, because of course, a lot of reasons. There's also liability issue there. So some of them would refer to their members of the school to particular clinics or their own doctor, their own physician.
Father Val says Father Duenas Memorial School plays a huge role in being in compliance with the island's chief executive.
One of the schools that really do a lot of testing and is obviously our Father Duenas School. And they do a lot of work actually in helping. So all the other schools that are not able to do their testing because of, as I said, many reasons, they're able to actually refer them to Father Duenas.
Rodriguez noted that they have followed the Department of Public Health and Social Services guidance on expired COVID test kits.
The CNMI making a major pivot. Home quarantine and isolation is now an option instead of an in-government facility. 332 new cases reported last night from the past week. Regional correspondent KUAM's Tomas Manglotnia has the details.
Adjusting quarantine protocols to include home quarantine and home isolation.
Home isolation and quarantine are now an option instead of being placed in a government facility.
So the criteria for that is that you are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and you are asymptomatic, and you are and you have the ability to isolate. So it is it is not for everyone. We understand that.
The public health approach to containing COVID-19 now turning to living safely with it in the NMI's first surge.
And when this occurs, it's quite difficult to continue that heroic work of following every case and tracking every case and putting everyone into isolation in the government hospitals, and that system can get bogged down.
But access to care is still available.
For those that need a hotel to isolate in, that's still going to be provided. Mm-hmm. But for the majority of people who feel okay, can be in a room by themselves, can minimize contact with the community, and get help from their family, the home is the best place for them to be.
The news comes as treatment continues to be administered, community testing is expanded, and more than 7,000 Pfizer vaccines are on the way. Tomas Manglona for KUAM News on Saipan.
CEO Muñoz says they will administer the booster shots to the community right away as the CDC expands COVID-19 booster recommendations to 16 and 17-year-olds today. In other regional news, the CNMI police chief testified under oath today in the ongoing legislative investigation into the Torres administration. Governor Ralph Torres did not appear before the committee. Here's more.
Mr. Robert A. De Leon Guerrero, do you solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury?
A crowd of supporters greeting DPS Commissioner Robert Guerrero as he entered the House chamber to testify under oath in the legislative investigation into Governor Torres. At the center of the inquiry is how police resources are used to protect the governor and his family in both personal and executive matters. Legislators asked Guerrero what role he plays in selecting personal security detail.
In consultation with the chief of security, we actually screens, and then I have the final. I'm the one that finally assigns them to that role.
He says it's often the chief of security making all of the calls when it comes to the governor and his family's security.
Based on the statute that allows the DPS to provide safety to public officials, and based on the AG's opinion, that even family members are entitled to that.
He continued to pass the buck to the governor's chief of security, who he oversees.
When providing PSD, Congressman, I don't know if it's a personal trip or official trip. The governor is the governor 24 hours a day, as officers are officers 24 hours a day. So when he comes and asks, or the security chief comes and asks me that they're going to go file them for PSD, I don't ask if it's a personal trip or a government trip.
Legislators called into question several boat trips, including one to the Northern Islands with a YouTuber and the budget sources for it. The committee found that at least 85 boat trips were taken involving the governor. Tomas Manglona for KUAM News on Saipan.
It is unclear how the legislative committee will move forward with the governor's no-show as commanded by their subpoena. In holiday headlines right now, Santa's Magical Drive-Thru Express is happening in the village of Barrigada. Joining us live now is KUAM's Tyler Matsanani. Good evening, Tyler. How is it looking over there?
Isaiah, the Barrigada Mayor's Office and Municipal Planning Council are definitely making spirits bright. Just seconds ago, they turned on all the lights. As you can see behind me, they have their Santa's Drive-Thru Express. Joining me now is Mayor June Blas. Mayor, gorgeous display. So many people have come out. Please tell us what exactly is going on tonight.
So we decided as a community together with our Municipal Planning Council to do something special this year. Every year it's a little different. And this year we plan to have an express train that was donated by Orion Construction. We're very thankful by Mr. Doug Baker and everyone actually that put this together. The Vice Mayor and I cannot do this together, our staff, but with the volunteers, the donors, KD Toys, of course, and Sumart, and our participating stores throughout our village have donated and made this happen. There's some donors that want to remain anonymous, but we want to thank them from the bottom of our hearts. This is something very beautiful. You have our children that are out there enjoying the lights, and also we do have our display of our Novena, our Nino. So we're so excited here.
And what time is this going on till?
It's going to go on till 8 while supplies last. So we have over 500 toys as well as gift bags to give our kids tonight. Yes. Yes.
Amazing. And it clearly takes a village to put together such a beautiful display. Thank you so much, Mayor.
No, thank you. Without our staff too, and our vice mayor, you know, they're all wonderful. They just put this all together, and we can't do it without them and our community. But we want to thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Clearly, Barrigada is spreading holiday cheer, so we appreciate everything that you've done.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, this is just one of the many displays that our village mayors are going to be hosting. This Sunday, Mangilaw is going to be putting on what they call a Mangi Town Christmas. Now, like Barrigada, it is also a drive-through display. The mayors are doing their best to make spirits bright. They actually have a competition going on where the mayor with the best display wins a cash prize, which will in turn go to programs that benefit our island's foster children. Now, if you're not able to make it to any of the village displays, not to worry, because as a special gift, Team KUAM has partnered with our mayors to put on a special Christmas parade, which will air on the stations of KUAM on Christmas Day. Now, I gotta go split. Make sure to get a selfie with Santa before he leaves. Isaiah, back to you in studio.
Tyler Matsanani, thank you for that live report from Santa's Magical Drive through Express in Barrigada. Once again, we invite you to join the conversation across our social media pages with our daily question. Today, we're in the spirit to ask, how are you and how your family is planning to celebrate Christmas? Let us know and we'll share responses on the link tomorrow morning. Before we head into the break, KUAM and Coast 360 throughout the month of December share Making Spirits Bright. We want to see your videos and pictures of your Christmas trees, decorations, and holiday photos. Make sure to use the hashtag Making Spirits Bright Guam on Facebook or Instagram. Check out these images submitted by the Rosario family.
Our family was recently challenged with a difficult medical condition where my son needed a liver transplant. And I asked Cabo Select Care to assist me with that, and he required off-island care. In fact, it can only be taken care of off-island. So Cabo Select Care was there to help with all the referrals and the off-island coverage.
Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants, enroll today.
Hafide, this is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
And instant prizes from Foot Locker and Burger King. Win the best-selling 2021 Toyota Corolla LE, the crossover SUV 2021 Toyota RAV4 LE, and the dynamic luxury SUV 2021 BMW X1. The more you shop, the more chance to win. In the Micronesia Malls, shop and win.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back to your news leader. Now is the time to prepare for the eventual post-pandemic return of visitors, and senators discuss the bill to entice new hotel construction and renovations by extending a special hotel tax abatement program. KUAM's Nessa Lacanto has more.
The Special Hotel Qualifying Certificate Program was created in 2014 to incentivize the building of 1,600 additional hotel rooms to reach the magic number of 10,000. That would be enough capacity to accommodate the target goal of 2 million visitors a year. That program, though, expires at the end of this year, with Guam still more than 1,200 rooms short of the target. A bill by Senator Jim Moylan would extend it another 10 years to December 31st, 2031, and expand it to include renovations. During discussion by the Committee of the Whole, GITA Business Development Manager Ed Camacho said hotel stakeholders support the extension and the new provision.
Prior to COVID, the curve was going up. There was no one wanted to take any of the rooms down because we were hitting 1.6 million tourists. They weren't going to take any of the rooms down and lose that revenue to renovate. But now that there is no tourists, this is a golden opportunity to renovate, to try to entice them to renovate.
GVB Tourism Research Director Nico Fujikawa says renovations and new construction are key to raising Guam's brand equity. Even just upgrading rooms to accommodate the tech-savvy, higher-spending Korean and Japanese tourists is essential, he says, in the highly competitive global tourism industry.
That's the key for us, is we really need to start having initiatives like this that really encourage reinvestment back into the product so that when they do return, we have a nice, shiny new thing to show them.
The basic purpose of such tax incentives is that the tax revenue lost would be more than recovered by the increased business activity that would be created. GITA CEO Melanie Mendiola.
It's not a blank check that we're writing to big developers. This is very strategic and very much something that we believe will make us competitive when we go out there and try to promote development to our island.
The program would also sunset when the new 1,600-room additional inventory target is reached. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
As of late this afternoon, senators were deliberating a bill to appropriate $25 million for the governor's local employers assistance program. That's the 50% she is expecting in general fund money. She allocated the other $25 million from American Rescue Plan funds. The LEAP program is designed to help employers rehire employees who were laid off due to the pandemic-led economic downturn. Senator Amanda Shelton said it would provide the necessary incentives for hard-hit businesses to bring back employees. She said the more of them that can be brought back, the better. But some senators were concerned that the general fund would not have the money to fund the program. That's why some, such as Minority Leader Chris Duenas, said that while he supports LEAP, he was disappointed that the governor did not use ARP money to fund it all. We're only 2 months into this fiscal year, and the Guam Department of Education is already facing a $45 million budget shortfall. According to Senator Talina Nelson, the Legislative Committee Chair on Education, an oversight hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m. on December 15 to get a clearer picture of where the money is going.
So we're just trying to understand, with the $283 million they received extra from the ARP, and then another $100+ million coming down from the infrastructure bill, and then the CARES 1 and 2, where did all the money go, and why in the second month of the fiscal year are we saying that there's a shortfall when, we appropriated them for their maintenance of effort? And which was interesting because we were calculating a higher number, and GDOE came with a lower number. So we're just going to have an oversight, try to understand where all the money is going and how it's being spent.
As KUAM News reported, the Guam Education Board authorized GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez to come up with a solution to address the shortfall for the current fiscal year. Fernandez stated on November 19th that the shortfall will affect the agency's operations. GDOE was supposed to propose a plan to close the $45 million gap, which will include identified areas of savings, additional funding revenue sources, and use of federal funds like the American Rescue Plan or ARP. An estimated 8,000 people are out of work or are still working fewer hours than before. And so with the end of the federal pandemic unemployment assistance program, the Labor Department has shifted focus to job training and employee placement. Labor Director David De La Sola says the unemployment situation is slowly getting better, but the rise of yet another variant means they have to be very fluid. For example, this week they saw a big demand for their work experience program.
The employer comes in and, of course, gets a contract with us for work experience, and we put together an employment plan, a training program for them. And they hire someone with less experience, and they go through a transitional training structured program, which develops the employee into somebody who they would have hired initially.
De La Sola says he will be shifting federal funding based on the different needs. He says it's a dynamic situation and they are constantly seeking out additional grant opportunities.
Department of Labor isn't the cure-all for unemployment. I can't compete against a pandemic and the #1 industry closing. But what we can do is help those to get into a new occupation, trained, an apprenticeship, into construction, get them a new trade.
He says there are a variety of boot camps that offer jobs right out of graduation. De La Sola encourages job seekers to look out for opportunities to transition into work that can be pandemic-proof. 3 people were sentenced in district court for their role in rigging bids involving UOG federally funded projects from 2014 to 2015. Former UOG professor Thomas Marler was sentenced to 1 year and 1 day imprisonment. Former USDA employee John Hobart Lawrence was sentenced to 4 months, and his daughter Janika Lawrence was sentenced to 1 year probation. During the time of the conspiracy, Marler used his position as principal investigator between UOG and the Department of the Navy to manipulate government contracts that were favorable to a company he controlled and another company owned by Janika and operated with the help of her father John. The 3 conspired to rig bids and fraudulently obtained over $200,000 in project work. The Guam International Airport is set to receive millions from the recently signed infrastructure law to improve its facilities and tarmacs. With funding on the way, upgrades will soon begin. KUAM's Daniel Perez has more.
With this infrastructure improvement programs that we're being able to have, it's providing us the ability to kind of complete some of the projects that we've had in the plans, but we haven't had funding for. Guam is estimated to get 30 million, but that really depends as the years go on in terms of our employment numbers for fiscal years 24, 25, and 26. So it's a 5-year investment, obviously, with that plan.
Guam International Airport Authority Deputy Executive Manager Ricky Hernandez speaks on the infrastructure bill that was recently passed to help improve the island's only airport. Hernandez shared one project that GIAA will pursue with the coming monetary aid.
There's also one that we're actually really interested in, and that's the $5 billion of the $25 billion set aside for the airport terminal program. And we have a lot of terminal projects that we want to get off the ground, but obviously these funding will be helpful.
Terminals aren't the only planned improvements.
Rehabilitating our aprons, which is just the concrete areas around the airport for the aircraft. In addition to that, we're looking at trying to expand our cargo operations. And so cargo aprons are going to be necessary for that. So building the infrastructure around future potential industries, including the expansion of cargo, is something that we're also looking at. We are looking at completing most of the current capital projects that we have in and around the terminal building, upgrading and doing some sustainable energy systems. So electrifying some of the facilities here at the airport, and solarizing some of them as well, so that we can get some or most or all, if possible, of our electricity needs off the grid.
GIAA is currently waiting for the guidance from the Federal Aviation Administration to begin the projects while focusing on recovery efforts for the airport. In the meantime, GIAA has already started working on their master plan to restore the airport. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
An EQ education program is making its way to Micronesia. The Pacific Judicial Council is teaming with legislative and executive branches of government, all eagerly working to decrease the numbers of family violence. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo has this report.
Family violence rates in Guam alone are alarming. The Guam Police Department's Domestic Assault Response Team reported that in 2020 there were over 1,000 victims of violent acts. Dr. Neil Nedley has been commissioned to create the EQ program and recently held conferences in the District Court of Guam. Lead coordinator for the conference, Carmen Kasperbauer.
He did come out here, and that was the general session. Everybody, even the leaders of the island, came out on Wednesday so that they could be exposed. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody is busy, most especially the leaders of this island. We know that. But they were so compelled by the content, and they saw how critically needed it was, most especially now in our community and all of the communities.
PJC believes creating this program among young children could alter the future of Micronesia.
If these children, if these students at all of these grade levels, if they can learn about their emotions and then they can learn to understand those emotions, the idea and the hope is that they will learn to effectively manage those emotions and not make those regrettable decisions that many of these judges obviously have seen with defendants that have gone before them.
In addition to learning about emotions, students will have the opportunity to express what's on their minds.
They'll start with the brain, and then they'll go into the emotions, and there'll be many activities where they're interactive, right? Sharing how they feel and why it's important. They go into, I'm going to throw this out, I'm sure you guys know what this is, the different cognitive distortions. It's going to be broken down, unpacked, made very rudimentary so that these students, can understand and really accept.
A pilot program will be used within the next year for several grade levels. After it's completed, the program will officially be available the year after. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
Sports is up next with Dave Delgado. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live más.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #InstaGuam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
The Teason High Titans visiting the Lady Sharks in Jigo for their ESA Girls Volleyball semi-final game. Sanchez, the top seed, entering the playoffs. The home team led 14-10 in the first set after Kana Kanemoto scored back-to-back points. Sadie Tamanda closed it out with back-to-back aces for the 25-23 win. Simon Sanchez taking advantage of their serving opportunities. They scored 6 unanswered points and went on to win the set 25-11. Kana Kanemoto took over in the third set, fans yelling MVP. Kanemoto gave the Sharks the 24-23 lead. Amande found an opening in the defense for the game-winning point, 27-25.
It feels good because, it's my senior year and I want to leave something to Sanchez. Of course, going to the ship is first for me. I haven't gone there, so we want to take it. We're going to try our best to take it.
It's the best feeling ever because our seniors, our setter, she's leaving, so yeah, we're going to miss her sets. We're going to do our best and make sure we remember all our mistakes so we can practice them. I still have 2 more years, so it feels good to be up there.
I love my team more than anything, and I'm glad to be here.
The reason why I came out here is because I like how the people, the way we communicate and the way we work with each other.
Sanchez plays the winner between JFK and GW. The Geckos and Islanders play tonight at the FD Phoenix Center. This year's ESA Football League Championship title will be up for grabs tomorrow night at the GW Field. The Father Duenas Friars will look to keep their undefeated streak intact against the Guam High Panthers. The last time Guam High won a football championship was back in 2010. Leading the Panthers will be offensive co-MVP quarterback Aaron Johnson. There were a total of 5 Panthers selected on the all-island list for offense. FD will look to contain Johnson defensively. The Friars are led by defensive MVP Caleb Murphy. FD has 5 players on defense who made first-team all-island. Kickoff for tomorrow's championship game is scheduled for 7 p.m. In programming news, this Monday, December 13th on the stations of KUAM, we get you started with a doubleheader on KUAM TV 11. At 4 in the morning, NFL on CBS, the Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs. Keep it locked on Channel 11 at 7:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS, Buffalo Bills at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then at 11:20, NBC Sunday Night Football on KUAM TV 8, the Chicago Bears at Green Bay Packers.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
Mobile Smiles just got bigger and better. Get more Smiles points for every gallon of fuel you purchase. Or get more miles with United Mileage Plus. Register your Smiles card online to start redeeming rewards today at guam.mobilesmiles.com.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of the birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Marcella, happy birthday number 12, and happy birthday to our bonita Tamarita. We pray for a blessed day, for a safe and successful future, and that all your beautiful dreams come true, baby girl. We love and miss you and your family. Say Grandma Ree and your familia on Guam, in Texas, in California, and in Washington State. Marcella, happy birthday number 12. That's a big age. You got a lot of responsibilities ahead of you, but you're also going to have a lot of fun. And we, your neighbors on Guam and your community, we celebrate you today. So happy birthday to you, Marcel.
And it's that time of the week where we announce the lucky winner of a Cold Stone Creamery cake.
All right, this week's winner is Shauna Marie Barcinas Gamboa, who gets a ice cream cake from Cold Stone Creamery. You have earned it because it's your birthday, and we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you have a wonderful extended birthday and a wonderful island weekend.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime this Friday evening. Guahusi Isaiah again. Thank you for watching and have a safe weekend.
The One Micronesia podcast is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.